Look at that flop, 2 sevens.
Did he fall? Did he really?
Yeah, they rabbit hunted just to torture him.
Awesome. And people think I'm messing around, but really this was like the centerpiece of my game years ago, where like, you know, I probably was a reasonably talented guy, but if I was stuck, like, I was just 3-betting half the deck. Like, I was going to do, it didn't matter, like, if I ended up losing a big number 90% of the time, at least 10% of the time, I was just going to get even. And man, was that pure.
I was at the table for many of those
Exactly, yeah. So, you know, for those of you struggling with a variety of emotional control issues in poker, rest assured, even after 15 years, like, I barely had it figured out at all.
Yeah. We're about halfway through our show. We will be back tomorrow, Thursday, and Friday at 5 p.m. Pacific. So make sure you have subscribed. And we ask that you hit the like button just once per show. It helps us out, the algorithm. And if we get to 4,500 likes, which we're not that far away.
It looks like we have a sweat here, though. Yeah,
we have a good sweat.
I feel like people are really going to need to hit the like button here if they're trying to get to the 4,500 mark.
They're going to get a whole interview series that we did a couple years ago during COVID. That's I think pretty good.
All right, option. What was that?
And I just want to, you know, this is just such a classic like mix of poker right here. These 8 or 9 players, like this is poker right here.
I messaged you.
Hold on.
On Instagram too. I haven't heard back yet. Whispering?
So that's DJ Washburn.
Taking back my Patron.
He subscribed to my Patreon page. I did see that. I didn't know who DJ Washburn was, and then I saw that he was on the show tonight, and I Googled him or whatever, and I put 2 and 2 together, and he says he messaged me on Instagram, and I didn't reply, so he's going to cancel.
Oh wow.
He doesn't know that I'm just a boomer that doesn't use Instagram.
Yeah, you're gonna have to make that right.
Oh man.
Plus, he's like easily one of the coolest guys in this lineup too. So you're gonna have to make it right. Meanwhile, we have a pretty sweet hand here. KGB going for the raise here.
He has a good hand. When you have 10-9 offsuit and it comes Jack 7-8, different suits.
Yeah, and I think Ronnie made a big bet into him, and the sizing here, kind of small, given stack sizes. I like it. Everything about this is brilliant from KGB. Most importantly, flopping the nuts against
that was smart.
Top pair with a blocker.
I think he's played 2 hands tonight and flopped the nuts in both of them, or no, one of them he had aces.
Ronnie's had a bit of a rough go of it lately, and he's run really bad, I think, for a little while now. So it would have been still time, but it would have been nice to see him run a little better today, and that's a really bad card for him too. Now he's got a double gutter and top pair and only a pot-sized bet left. This is a mess.
And the best he can do is chop.
I just don't see how you can fold your hand here. I don't know. There's an argument that you could, but oh, and it looks like stack sizes have been updated, so it looks like they have a little bit more behind there. So
yeah, he can just call here. He does not want to see a 6.
Yeah, so I'm sure he's just going to call here, and we'll see what happens. But another awfully cold deck for Ronnie, who's dressed dapper as all hell as always.
You see who's in the chat?
Who's in the chat?
Juju Y. You know who that is?
Is that Julie?
I believe so.
Julie, shout out. Julie, I went on a very long rant today, hoping the chat takes it a little easier on the women who play on the show. It will probably do nothing at all. But
no, it's going to make it worse.
It's going to make it worse. Yeah, like just 1 million incredibly sexist comments are coming, you know. But all right, so let's see what happens on this river. I don't know what KGB is going to bet, but definitely not
5,000. He's going to bet 5,000.
Not a fun spot for Ronnie. The other problem here too is like that 8 hitting on the river does, and Ronnie reads hands really well. Oh, he checks. Fascinating. Ronnie should definitely check here. I will go out on the limb and not be nice about it. There's just no reason.
Doesn't look like
here.
a check.
Yeah, this is really bad, unfortunately, from Ronnie, who makes a lot of great decisions when he plays, but this is just not one of them.
It might work.
This is just ridiculous, like what's going on here. KGB has the easiest snap here ever. I honestly I just think it'd just be disingenuous for me, like in these egregiously clear spots, for me to just like gaslight, you know, the players, the audience, like whatever. Like, KGB needed to bet the river for sure. Ronnie needs to snap check. And KGB, given as played, needs to snap call this. Not close at all. But, you know, this may go to just Ronnie just having such a tough go of it lately that his head isn't on straight, you know? And, man, I've been there so many times.
So you say it's black and white, which...
And I almost never say that.
Right. So that means it is.
Never. And it does.
That means it is, yeah. Here's the bad news.
Yeah. And I think, you know, the question Ronnie needed to have been asking himself there, and maybe he was or whatever, is like, what am I trying to get to fold by shoving here? And I just don't know. I wouldn't even know where to start with what range he's trying to get to fold there.
Yeah.
Jack 7 exactly. I don't know, or what? Or he's like beating Jack 7.
KGB
actually.
doesn't have. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not even gonna try to guess or whatever. So, you know, a misstep from Ronnie. And you know, guy's gonna be fine. As he says sometimes when he makes a wrong call, he's a curious millionaire.
Nice hand, sir. Thank you.
Julie says she has to work to earn to hang at the table with you.
That's cute. Yeah, actually, Julie and I had a really nice conversation after the Oscars, texting back and forth, because as most of you probably know, Julie is a very well-regarded filmmaker, producer herself.
Hell or High Water.
Hell or High Water.
That movie
right.
was sick.
Sick movie. She produced Heel, so many other great TV shows and movies, and we both just love the movies. I mean, that's really what it comes down to, and thus we both love the Oscars, and so we just exchanged a few texts the other day. Just, man, it's good to see the Oscars back, no masks. You know, it's good to see, you know, some of our favorite sort of actors, you know, back doing their thing. You know, Jessica Chastain, always been one of my favorite actors. And her portrayal as Tammy Faye was incredible. And, you know, I want to just give a quick shout out to Coda, too, which I just thought was such an incredibly good, powerful movie, and was really glad to see that movie win Best Picture.
You know who's going to be here playing on Thursday and commentating Friday?
Go on.
Somebody you go way back with. Kind of a legend in the game, Bart Hansen.
Okay. Nice. Yeah, Bart, a very successful poker player and businessman in his own right, and I think many people already agree, about as good as it gets in the commentary booth. Really just kind of does everything you want in a commentator. He's kind of like the exact opposite of what I'm doing today. And
he's a real pro.
I've always really appreciated everything he does in terms of letting the table talk, giving relevant insight.
We haven't let the table talk at all tonight.
Not at all. This has been a mess. Yeah, and I really, honestly, from the get-go, I didn't really know how to start it or how to handle it. Like, I'm like, you know, should this be the Garrett show, which is, you know, in many ways really inappropriate given it's a poker game, you know, but I think that's kind of what it's turned into. And for those of you who aren't here for that, I'm really sorry.
Oh, I think J. Boogs Levine is. He's here for that.
Nice.
That's Jeremy. You know him.
I do. I thought Jeremy was supposed to play today. Jeremy
he's not feeling well.
Got it. Jeremy's also salt of the earth. You know, there's behind closed doors. I'm not always the biggest fan of every poker player, but man, Jeremy is just the best, the nicest guy.
We talked about him last night at dinner.
Absolutely. Just such a good dude.
How many drinks did I have at dinner last night? A pretty good number, right?
9? 10?
Maybe 9.
Yeah, 9. It was like a 4-hour dinner.
I needed to decompress, man.
Yeah. Did you end up doing something after? Or?
No.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, the initial plan was for us to, like, go to a bar, see music or something after. And, like, the dinner was so long, I'm like, I got to go to bed. All right, so not that exciting. Sammy makes the nuts again. It feels like Sammy makes the nuts on a lot of hands today, no?
Yeah, he's a great
But no, okay, now here we go. So now we got a cooler. And Sammy, of course, gives the quick table tap to indicate I've got 3 sevens bet into me. And Mayhem obliges.
That was, yeah, Mayhem, and Victor also has king.
And you can't fault either Mayhem or Victor. I would have loved to see Sammy check raise here. This is a dream spot to raise.
Well, Mayhem only has 1,100 left.
Yeah.
But yes, I agree with you.
Good check from Mayhem.
He could almost do no wrong except for checking the river.
Yeah. And unfortunately, Sammy probably, and by probably I mean definitely could have made more money in that hand, but he's protecting his checking range. We'll give him that.
Make sure he's got a slot for next Tuesday, Nick, 'cause he's definitely coming next Tuesday.
What do you mean? Oh, yeah, good.
So Bart's going to commentate Friday, play Thursday in this game. If you want to see someone play this structure well, this lineup well, you'll see it on Thursday with Bart. No doubt he'll play very well.
Yeah, Bart's been a great player for forever.
And Josh Macchiello will be in that game as well.